Hi and welcome. My name is Amy, and today I want to share something really special with you. This is the voice of a client who lived with tinnitus for years, the kind that affects your sleep, your focus, and your quality of life. She found her way to facial reflexology almost as a last hope, never expecting the kind of relief she experienced. What you're about to hear is her real story, in her words, and why this work is so much more than just a treatment. It's about recovery. So, we're just going to have a little conversation about your experience with facial reflexology. And so, when you first came to see me, what was happening in your body when you first came to see me?
I think the biggest thing was the ringing in my ears. It was from hearing loss, is what I was told to some degree, but it just kind of started out of nowhere. It was mostly just a monotone to begin with, and then it sort of became into a full-blown symphony.
Mhm.
And then there was crackling that eventually came into my ear that sounded like someone was walking on bubble wrap in my
Wow.
ear, which was really hard to fall asleep. That was, yeah,
Mhm.
that was my concern then.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so how long had you been living with that pain before coming to see me for facial reflexology?
I'm going to say that it probably started about 5 or 6 years before I started to come to see you.
Wow.
And it was, like I said, it was the monotone at first. And then, like I said, it just kept changing ringtones
Hmm.
and clicking and everything else. But yeah, about that length
Yeah,
of time, five or
yeah,
six years.
yeah. So living with tinnitus like that is pretty excruciating then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so annoying.
Hmm.
And they told me to get hearing aids because then it would help me hear other things and sort of make me not think about the ringing in my ears, but that didn't really work. I could still hear it. It's just there. It's all the time.
Oh,
It makes
yeah.
you feel like you're going crazy sometimes.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh
yeah,
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 definitely.
yeah. Well, and you're not sleeping, right?
That's
So,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what had you tried before coming to see me?
Oh, well, I had been to the ENT a few times, so he really didn't say that there was anything that he could do for me. I did try stuff like steroid nasal sprays to try to open up eustachian tubes. And I did at one point actually get tubes put in my ears because I thought maybe that would sort of relieve some of the pressure, some of the ringing, because my ear just kind of felt, besides the ringing, it also just kind of had this feeling of fullness to it as well.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just felt like there was something behind there. I almost expected that when he was going to put the tube in, then my ear would just sort of go and like release everything, but it didn't.
Oh,
So that didn't work.
yeah.
Um, and so there was really nothing else that I could try besides just trying to ignore it as
Hmm.
best I could.
Yeah, and that's tough to do when you have that going
Oh
on.
yeah,
Yeah,
very tough.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what made you decide to try facial reflexology and craniosacral work with me?
Okay, well, I had never tried it before, and my friend had seen an Instagram post that you had shared, and I wasn't following you at the time, so I knew nothing about it. And so I thought, well, really, like, why not? And I mean, I like having stuff like this done anyway, so it was kind of a win-win. But yeah, that was why I decided to come and see you, was because I thought I don't have any other options at the moment right now.
Right.
And so let's give it a go.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And you're glad you did?
absolutely
Yeah,
glad I did.
good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So, was there any unexpected changes that you noticed when you had these treatments done?
I'm going to say after the first one, I noticed that the popping sound, so that bubble wrap sound kind of went away,
Hmm.
which was good because that was really the sound that was keeping me from falling asleep. It was this clicking, popping sound. And I noticed that like right after the first treatment that there was an improvement. And the more frequently I came, it seemed that we were bringing it back down to one tone as opposed to having multiple tones going in that ear.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Which makes a huge difference.
It does, yeah. It was very loud.
Yeah.
It was very
Oh,
loud. Yeah.
yeah. I can only imagine. I haven't experienced that myself, but I can only imagine. Yeah. So, what would you say to someone who feels stuck in pain right now?
I would say definitely give facial reflexology a go because it hasn't just helped my tinnitus, but it has helped so many other things that are just that you found when you were working on me. You'd be
Hmm.
like, okay, well, how about this? And I'd be like, well, actually, yes, that is a problem area for me. And so I was getting some undiscovered benefits as well. Um, and everything so far has been absolutely positive. Like the changes that are happening and that have been happening have been all positive.
Hmm.
So I think, yes, and I mean, don't wait until you have nothing left to try. But I was in that situation with my ears where there weren't any other options. But now that I know that you're here, if I do have something that creeps up, it's always in the back of my mind, oh, well, I'll mention that to Amy the next time I see her, and
Yeah.
hopefully we can settle that down a little bit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. So you've had some a huge impact in other areas as
Oh,
well as
absolutely.
we've gone along. So
Yes.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything else your body taught you through this process?
Hmm. My body doesn't always listen to my head.
Fair.
They don't communicate very well. Or maybe I'm not listening to my head and I do things that I shouldn't do. I think I've learned to try to um, relax and pay more attention to what is going on with my body and to try to maybe settle it down at home a little bit before it becomes a full-blown problem. So maybe just a little bit more self-awareness
Mhm.
of issues that might be creeping up.
Right. Has it created a more sense of like creating a self-care regimen and doing more self-care practices at home?
I think so,
Yeah.
yes, because I do have like a few little tools. So
Mhm.
when I'm sitting there watching TV, I will sometimes just take them, and sometimes I'm like, I think I know what I'm doing, and other times I'm just randomly running them across my face, and it feels good anyway. So
Yeah. Do what
whatever I'm
feels
doing,
good,
yeah,
right? Always do what feels good.
yeah.
Okay, well, do you have anything else to share? I
No,
think that's
I
about it.
think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights. And I think it'll help a lot of other people understand, that everything's relatable and, people aren't alone in their struggles and there are other options.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Give it
Okay.
a try. Give it a try.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Stories like this are why I do this work. If you're living with chronic tinnitus, pain, or nervous system overwhelm, and you've been told you just have to live with it, I want you to know that there may be another path. If this resonates with you, follow along or share with someone who may need to hear it. In future episodes, you'll be hearing more client stories of pain relief and recovery, all with their own unique experiences on their healing journeys. We'll see you soon.